Hi friends! So today I kind of wanted to do something a little bit fun. I'm going to be doing another makeup tutorial. If you cannot tell, I have a new background. This isn't really new. This is a tapestry that I had, but I had it hanging on like a wall over here. And I was like, why don't I just hang it from the ceiling and make a backdrop? So I did. This is actually from Nepal. I traveled there. If you guys want me to make a video about that, I will. But this tapestry is like one of my favorites. And it's original to Nepal, which I think is really cool. So yeah, this is the background. My house looks insane now, but it's okay because I have a backdrop. So today I wanted to do something kind of fun. I wanted to do you guys, okay, so this, I'm gonna try to make it kind of like a series, but I don't know if you guys are gonna want to have this as a series. So if you like today's makeup tutorial and you want it to become a series, I'm happy to do more inspired looks by this. So a subscriber actually asked me if I were to do like a makeup line or something with makeup, what would I do? And I've always thought it would be really cool to do like palettes inspired by songs or inspired by music. If you watch my boyfriend Q&A or the boyfriend tag, he talked about how I play piano a lot. I do play piano, and I've been in theater my entire life. Music, I play and write my own songs. Music is like a really big part of my life. So I kind of wanted to transform that into makeup. I was listening to some music this morning, and I heard the song Havana by Camila Cabello. I think that's how you pronounce her name. I'm not 100% sure. Okay, so this is the cover art for the song Havana. You can see she looks gorgeous. There's like these really pretty creams with the red, and the color theory of this actually kind of inspired me. And I was like, oh, I have to do errands today anyway, so I'm gonna do my makeup. I might as well film this and maybe do a little bit of a Havana inspired makeup tutorial. I'm kind of gonna speed through my face makeup, but I know you guys really like to see what I do with my face and how I do it. I have to wet this. I'll be right back. Yeah, having a backdrop is really weird. The makeup process and maybe just do like a voiceover here and there to tell you guys what I'm doing, but I wanted to still record it so you guys could see everything I'm using. So yeah, I hope you guys like this video. When we get into the eyes, I'm going to stop the voiceover and just do a talk through because I think that's really helpful. And then we're going to go from there. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to start by priming my skin with my Marc Jacobs Coconut Primer, and I'm putting that all over my face. And then I'm going to be using my Benifit Porefessional Primer just in my T-zone. That's the only place I'm putting it, in my cheeks and on my nose where I'm the poriest. Now I'm going to be using my Clinique 2-in-1 Perfecting Foundation. I've been obsessed with this stuff lately. And I'm just putting that all over my face with the doe foot applicator. And then I'm going to take my sponge and just blend everything in as good as possible. Make sure you put it on your ears, make sure you put it on your neck. Just trying to blend all of that in. You can see I blend a lot. Next, I'm going to use my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and I'm going to be putting that in my places I would like to highlight my face a little bit and maybe conceal more. So a lot under the eyes, the bridge of my nose, my forehead. Something must have happened. My forehead, my Cupid's bow, and just concealing some pimples I have. And now I'm going to be blending all of that into the foundation, trying to blend it as seamlessly as possible, especially getting into those creases that I have in my eyes. Okay, now I am going to be taking this No Sebrum powder, which is a mineral powder. And it does provide a lot of flashbacks sometimes, so I don't use it a lot, but I'm just running errands today, and it gives a really seamless cover. Putting that all over my under eyes, my face, and just everywhere. Next, I'm going to take this Bare Minerals Little Duo, and I'm taking the Not Shimmer side, and just placing that all over my face, just to give me a nice little seamless coverage. Dancing. I'm using some chapstick for no reason. Okay, now I'm looking for my contour. Where's the contour? Better touch up while I look for it. Here it is. So I'm going to be using the Smashbox 3-step contour kit. I'm blending the two contour shades together, and I'm going to be using that to contour my face. I am just doing the normal kind of contouring the chin, the cheek, and the forehead. I put a lot of focus on my chin, just because I really like a contoured chin. And I really get in the hollows of my cheek. That's why I'm doing the fish face. And I'm doing all of this. Dancing again. Now I'm going to be taking the Tarte Park Ave Princess Bronzer, and I'm just putting that all over my face as well. I'm putting this pretty much in the same place I did the contour, but a little bit more loosely, so it's just a bronzed effect. Now I am using the Studio Makeup On The Go blush. It's a powder blush, so you need to be very liberal when applying it. Definitely don't put too much because it can get messy really quick. You can see I'm tapping off a lot of the excess, but it gives a really pretty flush to the face. You can see. I definitely tried to blend that out the best I could. Now we are going to be doing brows, and I'm going to be using my Anastasia brow pomade in the shade Chocolate. And I'm just going to be spooling my brows, but I'm only using the dip brow. I didn't use a pencil today. And I'm just lightly outlining them and then filling them in. I'm going to be doing a full brow tutorial soon, but I think the way I do my brows is a little bit weird, so I didn't know if I wanted to do one for this one. You can see I'm very confused. I spend way too much time on my brows. Okay. We're just dancing it out. And we're just doing the other one the same way. We're outlining first and then filling it in. I don't know what I was doing here. I think I was texting. Sorry, I was texting. Filling that in. Really making the shape pretty perfect as can be. And now I'm going to go in with some concealer. I think I was looking for the concealer. This is a mess. I'm going in with some concealer and a really small brush, and I'm just putting some concealer, outlining my eyelids in the concealer, just because I think it makes the eyelids, or the eyebrows pop just a little bit more. So we are just doing that on both ends. And now I'm going to take that same concealer I was just using for my eyelids, and I'm going to prime my eyes with them. I use concealer to prime my eyes instead of an eyeshadow primer because it works the exact same. And I'm going to take some of this Wet n Wild powder, and I'm just placing that to set my under eyes. And now, back to you, past Hannah, for the rest of the tutorial. So you just saw me do literally everything. That took a while, but now I'm going to get into the eyeshadow portion, which is kind of where we're going to get a little bit intricate, and I kind of wanted to talk you guys through this because I feel like this is the main part of the tutorial. So I think I'm going to be using the Modern Renaissance palette today, just because I feel like a lot of people have palettes like this, and I also feel like this is pretty much the epitome of a neutral toned, or not neutral, this is kind of the epitome of a warm tone palette, so I kind of wanted to play around with this, and I feel like the majority of people have this, and even if you don't have this, you have shades like this probably if you're watching a tutorial on how to do your eyeshadow. Most people have pretty warm tone shades. And even if you don't have eyeshadow and you just want to watch this for funsies, hi, how are you? Okay, so I'm just going to take this shade right here, this white shade Tempera, and I'm going to take a clean fluffy brush, and I'm just going to tap that all over my eye like this. There we go. And that was just to give it a little bit of a base, so we kind of have a clean slate. I already did it with a powder, but I like to do it with a pigment too. And then I think I'm going to go in with a mixture of raw sienna and burnt orange, these two kind of browny orangey shades, and this is going to be my transition shade. If you didn't watch my video, we're just putting this right in the crease. Right up there in the crease. If you didn't watch my video yesterday, if you did, I'm sorry that I'm going to be over-explaining things again, but I feel like some people could be watching videos for the first time, so it's important to kind of say, you're doing a transition shade like this, because this is eventually ultimately going to get covered up. This isn't really going to stay on your eye. You're doing a shade like this because it's important to have kind of a base, so the colors that you put on top that might be a little bit more intense are not going to just go straight onto your skin and look super like stark and crazy. Putting a transition shade is really cool because you have something there, so it looks more natural. I guess it's as natural as red eyeshadow can look. It looks a little bit more natural. And I also feel like it gives you a lot more of like a gradient effect when you are doing your makeup. So for instance, right now we're going to put this fluffy brush away, but keep it close because you'll need it in a minute. Now we are going to take, I think I'm going to mix a mixture of red ochre and Venetian red, which is a little bit more of a pinkish tone. But I'm just going to mix the two of those, and we're going to lightly put that just below where we put the transition shade in the crease. So just a little bit more focused in the crease, not so much on the upper eye, just a little bit more focused in here. Yeah, that's nice. So we just want it to be a little bit more focused in the crease. And I wouldn't say you have to keep it in specifically in the outer corner. You can see I'm putting most of the pigment there, but then I'm dragging some of the pigment over into this inner corner section. I wouldn't put it in the very inner corner. I would stop just before it. But what we're going to do today is a bit of a cut crease, like a half quasi cut crease, because I think those are a lot easier and they still look really cool. So we're just putting that red. But see how if I had just put the red down straight, you wouldn't have this really nice gradient effect we have going. So it is important to do those transition shades. I know they seem a little monotonous and a little silly, but if you want your eye makeup to just look like a hint more, a little bit of like, just a little bit better, I think it really is worth the extra step. So we're just gonna go in again, same thing on this side. A really small brush to do what we're about to do. Okay, so I'm going to take this really tiny brush, and I'm going to take this Wet n Wild concealer. Any concealer will work totally fine for what we're about to do. And I'm just going to plop some of that onto my hand, get a little bit of what's there on my hand. And I'm going to take the tiny brush. Get ready. This part is going to be a little tricky, but it's easier than you think. You're just going to follow the natural line of where your crease is. Just to here. We're going to stop halfway point. So I'm going to take that concealer that I have on my brush. Can you see? Okay, okay. And I'm just going to start in here. And the key to this is just doing very little strokes. And do it like a layer. So you do the bottom layer closest to your eyelash first. And you can kind of stop right there. Go over that again just to make sure it's super cut out. And then do another layer next. Start a little bit further in. And just layer that. And we're just going to drag this up following the line of the crease. Okay, and then again, like I said, we're only doing half. So you can see it's kind of half of my eye. This does not have to be perfect. I rarely have like a perfect cut crease. And I think the reason for that, don't get too bogged on yourself if you can't do it like absolutely perfect on your crease. Normal people like us, we don't have perfect eyelids. The reason I think it's intimidating to watch beauty gurus do stuff like this is because they have really good eyelids that aren't crinkly or creasy. They have really no issues. But for a normal person like me, I have crinkly eyelids. So mine is getting like, you can already see it's a little bit crinkled in there. And that's just how my eyes work. And I just try to not beat myself up about it too much. Because we're just trying to have fun, you know? It's not that deep. You can see I messed up this one. I went a little bit too high on this one too. But again, just mess it up on the other side too. And then it'll look even. Okay, guys. So I'm going to take that shade Tempera. Okay. And I'm going to take this shade Primavera, which is a really gorgeous gold shimmer shade. And we're going to pop that where we just put those colors. And we're just patting this on. I wouldn't try to rub. I am going to spray this brush with just a dash of Fix Plus. Because I think it makes the metallic shades pop just a little bit more. And we really want that. Oh yeah, we want to be like in Havana. And while you're doing this, really try to follow that sort of red that you did. That is what we wanted. And we're putting this really metallic yellow, patting that where we just cut it out, cut out the crease. Again, don't stress about it being perfect. It doesn't need to be perfect. This is not perfect right now, but we're just trying our best. We're just patting her out. And I'm going to pat out the edges, especially with the reverse side of the brush that doesn't have pigment on it, to try and just blend that into the red we put down a little bit better. It's going to just make it look a little bit less intense. So now I'm going to take this really tiny crease brush, and I'm going to dip into this shade Cypress Umber right here. And we're just going to put that in the outer corner really lightly, just to, not even the outer V, I'm going to keep this specifically in the crease, just to deepen up the look a little bit. Because I feel like when you think Havana, you think like vampy and like dark and all that. So I'm really trying to just pop this into the outer corner. Perfect. We're going to blend that out a little bit better in a second. But we're going to do the same thing over here. Just put that brown right in there. And again, this does not have to be perfect. I think the hardest part about being a beginner and doing your makeup is literally just finding your crease. Once you find your crease, everything gets easier. So I'm going to take that fluffy brush we talked about before, and I think I am going to dip it a little bit into this raw sienna color that we used as our transition shade. And I am just going to blend out all of these harsh lines that I've got going on here and really try to blend in the color. This is super cute. This is a really cute look. Very like vampy. This would be a fun New Year's Eve look, honestly. It's a very like thin flat brush, and I'm just gonna pop it into raw sienna and burnt orange again, and we're gonna do this on the lower lash line. And we're just popping that. I pull mine down. I know some people don't. They just open their eye really wide, but because I have crinkles, I call them crinkles, because I have creasing underneath my eyes, I like to pull them down so that the pigment doesn't get lost in the creasing. So if you have really good under eyes and you don't have the crinkles that I have, is crinkles a word? Am I the only one that says that? I can't be the only one that says that. If you have really nice under eyes, you don't need to pull it down as much as I do. You could honestly just do it like this. But because of that, I like to pull mine down a little bit more, because I don't want that pigment getting lost. I'm going to take the shade Red Ochre. If you don't know what to put on your under eye, just put everything you just put on your upper lash on your under eye in pretty much the same order with varying degrees of intensity, and you should be fine. I think people get too stressed about what to put on the under eye. Just don't stress about it. You're going to be good. We're doing that red over that brown. We almost laid a transition shade onto the under eye shade like we did for the actual eye, so that red isn't too crazy and intense. It's a little bit more like muted. And now we're going to take that shade Cypress Umber, that brown shade, and we're going to pop that right on the outer corner just so it blends with what we did on the top. I want it to sort of seamlessly go into that. Sorry guys, it's finals week and my under eye circles are just not going away no matter how hard I try, so we're just gonna own them and embrace them today. They're just there. So now I'm going to take, I don't think I'm going to do more glimmer. I'm going to take my Too Faced sketch marker pen, and I'm just going to do a quick winged eyeliner. I am going to be doing a whole video dedicated to doing my eyeliner soon, so look out for that, because I am going to be doing that. Okay, friends, so you just watched me kind of complete the look. I added some really bright red lipstick because when I think of Havana, I think of really bright red lipstick. The eye turned out a little bit darker than I wanted it to, but I kind of like it. I did a kind of intense black eyeliner on both lids just to make my eyes look a little bit smaller and a little bit smokier, and then it kind of accentuates the eyeshadow a little bit more. And I did do a really bold, kind of crazy lashes. And then the red lip and a gold highlighter I felt was really appropriate for the occasion, just because gold and red and black are like the best things ever. I really hope you guys like this video. I know it was a little bit weird just because of the idea of it, but music is such a huge part of my life, so if you guys would like to see more of these kind of makeup inspired by music videos, I would love to do them. I think it's so fun to pull from different places for inspiration for makeup. I just think it's really, really awesome to do. So do get to do this is really cool. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please give it a like and a subscribe, or you could just like, or you could just subscribe, or you could do neither. I'm really just happy you're here listening to me talk and show you how to do my makeup. And if you made it to the end of this video, congratulations. Yeah, I hope you guys let me know if you guys like the backdrop. I'm like, I like it, but it's whatever for me. I think that's everything. All right, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you liked it, and I will talk to you later.